Oh my god. Oh my god. I ain't no lie, I never met Glen Elg. There was some lame guy with that name though that wanted to borrow cash from me. I set up a meeting with guy at my office, Tender Linda. Waited around for him, but he ain't ever showed. I ain't never even been to that Tribulations joint. He's here. You were at that Tribulations joint.
Why?
Court record me.
Nope.
Prove it.
Nope. Nope. Because it sucks.
Because he's got a loan out there.
Doesn't mean he's been there.
Because he's got a sick weenies. It's because of the weenies. Matches. Stinking matches. I see, that all seems perfectly logical. You had arranged to meet with the victim, but he didn't show up.
I've heard it's pretty hard to keep appointments. You're dead.
Very well, you may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Didn't I tell you I got a big deal going down today? I ain't gonna make my bus now. I'm gonna have to take the express train. That bill's gonna straight to you, right? Oh.
No.
Okay.
I ain't no lie, I never met Glen Elg.
I've actually got a train pass. I paid already all year.
Ooh.
You can use it. See? Now I don't owe you any money. I win. I've got Uber Platinum. Let me call you a car.
It cost me $500 a year.
A month, actually.
A month. Yeah, probably.
It's a week. It's $500 a week.
Yeah.
And yet your name was written on the victim's calendar. Get that horse calendar out of my face! I'm the tiger, not a lame horse, you porcupine! Tigers like me eat horses like that for breakfast. No. Witnesses aren't permitted to eat evidence. Not that they ever would. Well, there was a case once where a young lad ate. Anyway.
It was some fucking dweeb.
We won't talk about who it is.
Ate some poison.
We won't talk about who it is. Edward turns out to be in the stand. No, that was Phoenix.
Yeah.
I know that was you.
I knew that was you, right? I've had that case every day because it's funny.
He just constantly puts his... Get out of here, Edward!
Yeah. Okay, I'm booking my flight. Goodbye.
He's just on FaceTime.
FaceTime, yeah.
You had never met the victim before. How do you explain this note he left?
There was some lame guy with that name, though. Wanted to borrow cash from me.
That's very strange. According to the manager of the firm where the victim worked, December 3rd was the date he had to repay his loan. It wasn't due to discuss borrowing money, but repaying what he owed. Oh, yeah, maybe he's right. Whatever it was going down at the beginning of December. So you did meet with Mr. Elg. Hey, right. Yous might want to cool your jets a sec.
I set up a meeting with the guy at my office, Tender Linda.
Or I'll kiss you.
Mwah.
So your meeting wasn't supposed to be at Tribulations then? Why would I want to go to a dump like that? If I want to talk with my clients, I got an office deck. Out for the job. I got the best punching bag you've ever seen of me. Not exactly a professional office you've got there, you know. So you were in your office on the day in question?
I waited around for him, but he ain't ever showed.
I'm telling you, kitty, he was in the office. He didn't show up.
Huh. What do you think, Trite? Let's see. How does a dead man go from a French restaurant to a loan shark's office?
In a coffin!
Oh.
And you yourself didn't go to Tribulations? Very helpful. Well, the pressure is stuck in my diaphragm. What are you trying to pin on me here? Why don't you just come down to my office? We can chat about this thing my way, yeah? I got the best punching bag you've ever saw in there. No need, I'm good, thanks. Listen up, I ain't got nothing more to say except this.
I ain't never been to Tribulations!
That's not what I sound like!
I've never been!
Who's mocking me out there?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's fucking Mickey!
Uh-huh. Fuck you!
I told you to stay out of my fucking area, Mickey! You've been in my yard too long!
You owe me money, uh-huh.
I don't owe you shit!
Uh-huh. And that Disney Channel deal?
It fell through! If anything, you're the one who owes me for repercussions.
You wasted my money, uh-huh.
Your producer sucked! Never? Not even one? Not even once I was in my office the day that went down. I didn't put no poison in no kid's coffee, capiche? How did you know it was poison?
Mm-hmm.
You said you know nothing about this murder.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know it was poison?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you think you really didn't meet Glenn Elg?
Not likely. Because I'm convinced this guy's behind the whole thing.
So you mean that whole testimony he just gave was a lie?
He showed up on the day of my daughter's surgery.
Yeah.
You know I'm offered to give you one gift.
I'll give you the scooter. Hopefully you don't crash it.
The only thing is you can't ask for a hit to be carried out. Of course, so we can't afford that's Mr. Cadaverini.
Yeah.
Of course, so we can't afford to give him time to think of ways to plug the leaks in. I gotta nail him while I still can. He's pretty hot. I mean, if you saw somebody who looked a lot like you, wouldn't you want to screw him? I gotta see if he's the same size as me.
What?
Huh?
What? Yes, what?
You go in the bathroom with him and you just hear Phoenix, no! Mr. Tigre, is there something on the wing? Something? You'd like to tell the court about these matches? I don't know if anybody watching this will get that reference, but
no.
That's okay. We love you.
Nobody's watching.
We love you, Shatner. No. We love you. Especially your song, Everybody Dies.
Oh, yeah. That's what you're talking about.
Yes, I'm talking about the Twilight Zone. Pretty famous TV show.
The 80s one?
Oh.
The movie? Oh.
You got an issue with the people who died during that movie?
I got an issue with whoever the director was, but she got fucked over for that. Rightly so.
I mean, an adult and I believe it was 2 kids died.
Yes. Well, it was a famous actor who died.
Because of a plane mishap. We'll just call it a plane mishap. I believe they were chopped up by a blade.
By a helicopter, yes.
That's why I called it a helicopter. Yeah. I said plane.
You said plane, yes.
Helicopter mishap.
It wasn't the scene in Indiana Jones.
It wasn't?
No.
Damn. Do you think they just stole the footage? Just like, just put it in our film, claim it's the same. Matches? What are you talking about? We found them in your office at Tenderlander. They're from that restaurant. I ain't never been to Mickey D's. I eat fresh.
Wait a second.
Jersey Mike's.
There's not a Jersey Mike's around you. There's only Subway.
They're all pretending. They're all Jimmy Johns.
Yeah.
I only go to Jersey Mike because Danny DeVito. Big fan.
Very so.
If you've really never been to Tribulations before, what was a book from the restaurant's matches doing on your desk? You've been stupid around in my stuff now too, wise guy. What are you, my ball and chain? Ain't no broad controlling me. Order! Order! Did you just call him a prostitute? I think it's time you started telling us the truth. Don't you? Ah! Sorry! I'm terribly sorry. Forgive me. I ain't no pussy cat. I don't go back on what I said. Is that how they were able to get that in there? Was that like a sneaky like?
Well, don't forget that P on his shirt doesn't stand for Phoenix.
We're like gotta keep it G-rated. Yeah. Is this one G or PG?
I think this is E10 and up. It might be rated T.
Gotta keep it low level.
Yeah.
So pussy, cat.
Yeah.
They can't censor it. WWE did a lot of that.
Yeah.
Especially at a certain era when they kept saying nothing but cock. And they got away with it because they kept showing a picture of a bird every time they said it. To show they were talking about the bird.
Of course, yeah.
Or they'd say cock. A doodle doo. Very sneaky ways to get it through. But okay, I was at the joint that day. What? Listen good, alright. I might have been there, but I still never met that kid. But you have a CD.
Well.
Now is that proof? Is it proof now that because he had the CD?
Slow down!
Is it proof?
Looks like an order just came in for another testimony.
This close to proving it was him. He did meet Glenn out that day. He did put poison in his coffee. He must know Viola.
He must. I switched the numbers.
I see
it was
that.
2 off of Magna Carta. I know.
At Tribulations. Sorry, my controller died again. I was supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon. My controller's still dead, I apologize. When I opened the door of the joint, I saw one ugly seat. The guy was laid out over the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was gonna be, so I split. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office.
Beep, beep, boo, beep, boo.
I see. You didn't actually meet with him in the end, then. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Hold it! If I wait around here any longer, I ain't even gonna make the normal express. No more stupid questions.
No problem. Anytime Trike presses you on something irrelevant, I'll see he pays a penalty.
Mr. Godo, that's my job.
Your job is to slam that little hammer of yours and call a guilty verdict. So do it!
You almost wanted to say gavel.
Gavel, yes.
Yes, sir.
Because that's what it is. Dummies.
I mean, gavel's the specific name. Hammer is just the class it fits in.
Okay.
You can address stuff by the classes.
I didn't know we were going into science here.
Well, you see, dogs are wolves,
Yeah.
but it's a subspecies.
It's fucking Hemelotus peculiaris.
Fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson over here. The Special Express ain't cheap, right? Just so yous know, since yous paying. Oh, man. Doesn't the rule of law mean anything around here?
Oh man. Try beyond.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. Oh man. Oh boy. I was supposed to. Yeah, the guy was laid out stiff over the table, stiff over the table, stiff as concrete, stiff at the table.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. Oh man.
Are you quoting my rival, Mickey?
Oh boy.
Better not be talking about that shit mouse. You seen what he did on South Park? Fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
You mean you saw Clint Elk's dead body? I guess I did. But I only saw him from behind.
Hot.
Where I like to see all my bitches. He was wearing some raggy bit of cloth he called a hat. And what time was this? I don't know. Huh? You know what winds me up more than anything else in the world? Watches. Round watches! I ain't gonna pollute my paws with some ticking henpecker. Ooh.
Ooh.
Out of interest, Mr. Tigray, what winds you up the second most? Huh? What do you think? Squid watches! That's a good line.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that. You could tell. But there's some lines I forget.
Probably because it actually made you chuckle this time. Thank you, line delivery.
Yeah.
Is this guy for real? Is the third thing? Is the third thing gonna be like triangular watches?
Because it's so stupid. That's what makes me laugh.
Yeah, but it fits so well.
Yeah.
That's why I like the anime for this, because they cut the dialogue down, but they change it to like things that are just stupider to say. Like Gumshoe, so far, I'm only a couple episodes in, but Gumshoe has the dumbest lines and they're perfectly delivered.
Yeah.
Him and the judge so far are like the stars of lines. Look, all I needed to know was that something bad was going down in that place.
I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was going to be, so I split.
Like a banana. And some ice cream. So you did no nuts. I don't like nuts. So you didn't actually set foot inside the restaurant then? The tiger's a busy cat. I don't hang around for no one. I ain't got time to be caught up in no murder investigation. So when exactly did you pick up the matches?
The matches just inside the front door. Our detective friend wound up in trouble with the chef after taking 5 books home.
God damn it, Gumshoe. Poor Gumshoe. It's almost enough to make a man cry. He needed to start the fire in his house so he could stay warm.
Yeah. I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office.
You went straight back? Did about a guilt suddenly hit you for what you did? What are yous trying to say? You trying to tell me yous ain't never been guilty of nothing? No!
We all have our crosses to bear. We all have to swallow the dark secrets we hide.
Hey!
Like this!
The courtroom's not exactly the place to talk about dark secrets, is it? It seems you've done it again, Mr. Wright, swallowing more evidence.
Ah! Fire! Ah!
Another irrelevant line.
Yeah.
Of questioning.
I thought that one was good. Oops.
How about a penalty for those 2 jokers and the garbage they keep coming up with?
Well, Nick, what do you think?
He's running out of ways to avoid the truth. I need to press him fast before he has time to think things through. I gotta come right back at him. Contradiction.
Be careful what you press him on, though. Like, you'll get penalized, okay? Alright, we'll go through the statements. I'm supposed to meet with the kid at the restaurant that afternoon.
Sure.
When I opened the door to the joint, I saw one ugly scene.
Okay.
The guy was laid out on the table, stiff as concrete. I figured if the place wasn't hot already, it was going to be, so I split. And then I heard the cop sirens on my way out, and I went straight back to my office.
Alright, so kid lay it on the table.
Yeah, so he walks in, sees the dead body. Fuck, I'm out.
Well, I was gonna say, that's probably the contradiction we need to...
There's the plans right there. That's what the victim was. On the dead. On the table. On the dead. He was table
Not on the dead!
On the dead.
Am I supposed to point out the fact that you can't see the table from the doorway? Did I tell you this whenever during Rise of the Ashes? If there's a partition, that's a contradiction every single time. And that the Rise from the Ashes, is that the Edgeworth case? No. That's the Lana Sky, Emma Sky, Damon Gant case. The Edgeworth case is called Turn About Goodbyes. No, the one where the body's found in Edgeworth's car. Oh, yes, then, yes, that one. Yeah, you talked about how the with the fence in the garage. Yeah, Angel Star couldn't see Lana Sky pick up the phone because there was a partition there. Yeah. You're something of a loan collecting pro, aren't you, Mr. Tigre? No one escapes the tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. Ha ha, bitch! And no one escapes. Sorry. And no one escapes the Phoenix clutches. Why do I feel like we're gonna fully call him out and he's gonna beat the shit out of us before getting grabbed? I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, Chite? A new line of irrelevant questioning? There are the floor plans of the crime scene. These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tigre. From there, your field of vision would have covered an area something like this. Indeed, yes, indeed. The witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I just said? I saw the back of the kid's head. Unfortunately for you, that is not possible. Can't be mixing words. Wow. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. I was hoping the judge would be like, pardon? No, partition. Why? That's true. Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in ends here. I'm not sweating you all. Is it hot in here or is it raining? Is it both? Is it hot and raining? So from the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day because you met. Ron, have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table. The old man stated he didn't remember much, only that he knows something broke. That's it. That's all he claims now. Ow. That letter is his final claim of, I don't remember anything really except for something broke. No. He's still is saying that he saw everything that happened. That's what would... His whole testimony is how we figured out that there were two separate incidents. No. Something broke. It was the mirror at the table. No! But the defense just proved that point to be moot. And it wasn't in the guitar case! It was in the truck. Oh, yeah. And a hidden compartment. Which carried a guitar case! No! The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elk, but a fake! What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out a charade. but I'm wearing my nice slick orange suit. Why'd I change it?
That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious questions being answered. Who exactly was the real killer? Who impersonated the victim?
Your mom.
Oh, yo.
You say the killer murdered Glen Elg and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of the criminal to this court.
Tigre. The guy's sweating behind the stand.
Obviously.
The killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it.
What? Witness?
Yeah. Now that's cute. You think you could pin this on the tiger? Maybe you don't understand. The tiger is king of the jungle, so I dare you to say it again. Come on, you've got the guts. I am spitting everywhere. I apologize if any of that hit you.
Oh no, I'm back here. I got the meat shield. I got the mic shield.
That all started coming out, and I couldn't stop it.
You can't threaten me, Mr. Tigre. It's the defense. Go ahead, tell the witness, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright! Sounds to me like it must be you, old man. You've got guts, I'll give you that. Mr. Wright, do not leave me to handle this alone.
Oh, that's you.
Perhaps I could end this embarrassment.
Mr. Kodo.
Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't just see the victim. Oh no.
The 7 girl bought him a cappuccino, but she put something in it. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Was the victim he saw the real victim or not? That doesn't matter. The fact remains he saw the accused put the poison in the coffee.
No, he saw Viola.
Huh?
Yes, witness is just, oh shit.
It was a waitress who put the poison in there.
The waitress put the poison in.
Very impressive, Mr. Kodo. Waiting for my evidence to launch your attack.
Huh. Found your pen at last, trite?
Actually, my pants fell.
Oh.
It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed 2 people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Mr. Glenelg, and the waitress from behind.
Yes, your point, Mr. Wright.
I think the conclusion is obvious. If Glenelg really was
If
this Glenelg was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also part of the show.
Wait, what? You mean the waitress was an imposter as well?
Don't you ever make an Among Us.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Rex. I'll eat your cat. And then your pussy.
What? Huh?
The defendant was burned fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on. And you'll like it.
What?
Who on earth was it? Who was this waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed?
Maya.
What?
Basil. Sal.
That was Lisa Basil. Sal? Vanilla?
No, Sal Volcano.
Oh, that's what you mean.
It's Viola. She's the only one who's got like the same figure and hair from the back as Bird.
Who is this woman?
Don't you touch that ever again. I'll get you.
I got you.
Go back in the basement. Shoo! God.
I put the fresh bodies down there and go play with them. Her name is Viola Cadaverini. She's an employee of Tinderlander. You's making a big mistake. Do you know who Violetta's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight. You know what I mean.
Stop
Stop shaking, Nick!
Cat! I've got violent diarrhea. I can't help it. That's the face up. I'm not doing nothing. What the fuck are you talking about? Alright, he's not looking. Go again. Wait for it. I'm still not doing nothing.
What?
Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bird, has stated the following.
Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table,
I don't care.
it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. She was sort of creepy.
Oh, so starts licking the paw like, what? I'm licking my paws. I'm just cleaning.
She was sort of creepy, and she had a kind of cackling laugh. There we go. Good.
The goofiest cat ever.
I know!
Even my cat doesn't do that.
She's insane.
My cat sits in a window, and when you get close, he looks over like, huh?
Yeah.
What are you doing? What? Huh? Don't get closer. Hey there.
She destroys everything.
The only other thing that our cat does that's hilarious is when he plays with the puppies. He does like from the top rope jump on top of the puppies.
Oh, really?
He like he'll sit there and like they're trying to get him to play.
Yeah.
And then they'll back off and they'll run a circle around a chair real quick.
Yeah.
And when they get to a certain point, he'll just whoom and land on top of them.
Off the top rope?
Off the top rope. That's how you know I'm a wrestling person.
Yeah.
It's that I use that reference. There are just too many contradictions in this case. And then he gets him like in a headlock and he's like, I got you now.
Yeah.
The second man at the victim's table, who nobody but Miss Bird seems to have seen, the earpiece worn by the victim in his left ear when the eardrum was ruptured, and the radio show he was supposedly listening to half an hour after it was over. There's only one logical explanation that clears up all of these contradictions. The whole incident took place thrice. I mean, twice. Once for real, and 2 times for show.
No!
Because the first time for the show, it was rehearsal.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just counting, I'm including rehearsal.
Okay.
He looks over at Viola and he's like, and this is the part where you'll pour the poison in, but make sure it's really visible.
Yes.
And Mr. Furio Tigre, the only person who could have committed the crime, is you.
Witness, what have you got to say?
I'm gonna start yelling. That's cute.
Sorry?
You's alright. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now. But I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about. You's got it all wrapped up nice, huh, right? But you's missed out on one real important thing. That can't be. I was in the joint that day, and I met that kid too. So you can get me on perjury, but that's besides the point. But you won't. But I couldn't have poisoned him, you see.
What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre?
Huh. What a troublemaker.
Troublemaker?
Looks like we're going to need another one for the road.
Me or Tigre? Who's the troublemaker? Tell me!
One more steaming cup of hot testimony.
So him? Him? Him. Not me.
Read the comics, trite.
You got comics?
I'm a superhero.
Capcom's really milking this.
Yeah.
Indeed, witness, you will explain yourself to the court. I will give you one more chance to testify, sister. What happened that day at Tribulation between yourself and the victim?
Ties to the victim.
Gonna continue. We are.
I'm gonna continue.
Oh, so we're that close.
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah, I loaned out cash about $100,000.
Also, I don't know what to do for the thumbnail if I have 2 episodes here.
Him with his mouth out.
No.
That day we was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his payback date, see? So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky, you know, real lucky. So I broke his legs and I took the money for myself. That waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over.
Mm-hmm.
But the waitress didn't do what she did because you weren't there when she did what she did.
So he's admitted he was there, and then the waitress came over, poisoned the cup, killed him. Because so he's got no alibi to kill Glen Elg because he's got the payment.
But the ticket was found on Maggie.
Yeah, because Maggie wanted to Maggie stole the ticket so that she could win keep the money.
No, we'll just continue.
Now I see that the principal amount you loaned Mr. Elg was $50,000. Yeah, well, you's got the vig to take into account that interest builds up fast, you know.
Faster. That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice his principal.
And the repayment deadline was...
Yeah, like 75,000 would have been like the most.
Mm-hmm.
Should have built up to. How much was the interest? Fucking 75%?
Yeah.
And the repayment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. Until he wasn't. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't have no reason to kill the kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case.
Gumshoe, fucking show up.
Show up, Gumshoe!
His motive. He was to have one, but what is it?
Ties to the victim. Yeah, I loaned out cash about $100,000.
Did he have any way of paying the loan back?
The fool was a gambler. He said he couldn't give it up till he landed a big win. So I agreed to help him.
What if he offered you that CD before he found out he won?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My thought process right now is like he went there going, all right, I don't have the money on me, so I'll give him something that is worth 100,000. I think the CD is more than that, but
Well, we'll check. What is it? There it is.
oh, sorry, it's worth potentially millions.
Yes.
But did Glenn know it was worth millions?
Probably, but the man's desperate.
So he might have just tried to use the CD to get more money from.
No, probably just pay back the debt.
Stop trying to stop my train of thought by moving it in the correct way.
Because why would he piss off Tigray more? But like, okay, I'm gonna need more money.
But offer him the CD, and then he finds out he wins, and I would assume Tigray at that point found out what's on the CD and what it does.
Okay.
Because going up to him and be like, I got the CD, you can buy it, I'll sell it. It's worth millions, but I'll give it, not
Yeah.
tell him what the CD does. And then he found out what it can do. And he's like, oh, I'll take the CD. And he found out he won money. And then he's like, oh, I'll just pay you the money I owe you now and keep the CD. And Tigre goes, no, I want the CD.
Why would he want the CD? I mean, he's going to get paid back anyway. So why would he just want this? Why would he want the CD?
Because it shuts down anything. The code shut down the police department.
He doesn't really need that.
But he could sell it. Or give it to Cadaverini, who he's kind of indebted to.
Could. How indebted to him is he?
Millions.
Oh! Specifically $1 million? I don't know about that.
Help him.
Okay, we gotta go through this whole thing now.
You.
Yeah, but it's easier to get the thought out first, so
Yeah.
then we don't go through it all and me sitting here going, I just got a lot of new info I'm trying to process.
I kept hitting him with the ideas for ways he could get out a big win. But the guy kept losing. He kept betting on the wrong horse.
So you were helping him for his sake or yours?
Went through compromise. Yous helped me, I helped you. Yous. What's the difference, huh?
I don't believe this.
Like, would anyone really ever loan money to someone they thought was unreliable? Like, for example, if it were you, I only loan you $5. Max.
Thanks a lot, Maya.
A day?
Next time you have to be fucking represented, I'm not doing it.
We were due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his paycheck date C, his payback date.
So how much were you expecting him to pay you back on that day? What do you think? The whole package. My package. 100,000 including interest.
It's a real heavyweight punch.
Once a client misses a repayment, you call the whole loan in. You wanna make it in my world? That's all you gotta know.
Ah, interesting you'd say that. You missed one payment. Now you gotta pay it all.
Yeah.
Does that mean that Cadaverini... No, because the CD was found at Tenderlander, so he hadn't given it to Cadaverini yet.
No, not yet.
Interesting. So why attack the... I guess it would be to ruin their... like,
Attack who?
the police department. Because all of their computers kept shutting down. I assumed he put the virus into effect.
He could just be like, prove it works. And that's him proving it works.
I was also thinking he was using it to fuck up with anything we found. Like fingerprints.
Possibly.
I'll take that as a yes. No. I'll find out the fingerprints later.
And how many times had Mr. L been late with his repayments? Once.
How much was he supposed to pay back every month?
$50.
Sounds like Mr. L was in a real sticky spot. If you'll see the next line.
Holy shit! 166 years!
Yeah.
Over 166 years by like a couple months, maybe.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, at $50 a month, he'd never pay that huge loan off. I wanted to know the actual number of how many years he was scheduled to pay.
So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up.
How much did he have left on his debt?
You want it in round figures about $100,000.
That's the whole amount.
We're talking about a guy who had 58 cents in his wallet.
What? You telling me he wasn't even gonna pay for the coffee?
Yeah, he offered you millions of dollars in your lap. He assumed you'd pay for the coffee because it was more than his actual loan.
He certainly seems to have been a brave man, this Mr. Elg.
I mean, he was right. He honestly, if he wasn't killed, you probably would have paid for the coffee based on how much you'd get for the disc.
Yeah.
That guy was smooth, I'll tell you. Real smooth. You'll have your money in less than 5 minutes. That's what he says to me. And the guy then calls me the Tender Tiger. He was skating on thin ice with me.
I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming. I'm dying!
Was that because the
Guy won the lottery. Was his last chance at a big win. And you can confirm that this is the ticket in question? That's it. The Millionaire Radio Show that starts at 1:30 and runs for 10 minutes. That fixes the time you two met with some accuracy.
And the whole scene was acted out again 30 minutes later. Also that Mr. Kudo would see it.
I could still
Then you represented Maggie as another way to make sure she got blamed for it. Interesting.
We'll get into that in a second.
That just clicked in my brain
Yeah.
that you not only did you kill the man and then stage it, you pretended to be the attorney. So you win.
Yeah.
Win through compromise, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Can't blame the guy for having a motto and sticking to it. Is it bad? Yeah. I mean, is it good on him for staying true to his motto? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can still see the kid's face now. I ain't never gonna forget it.
Why are you licking your teeth like that when you said that?
Yes, I won! I'll have $1 million!
You got real lucky, real lucky.
He turned British.
Real lucky.
He got lucky, real lucky.
Was there anyone else in the restaurant at that time?
I don't remember.
There was no one there. I'll wear that ridiculous tiger shirt for a month. Mr. Armstrong, Maggie, and if I'm right, Viola Cadaverini. We're all there at that time.
So the victim had intended to repay you from his lottery winnings from the beginning.
No, he didn't win the lottery till you guys had already talked. Or we're in the middle of talking.
No, that's what he said. He's like, give me 5 minutes. Hold on a second, let me listen to the lottery. I won. Here's your money.
So why take the CD?
Just in case he doesn't win the lottery.
Well, I understand we have no way to prove that he didn't get the CD earlier. But thinking that he got, well, also because Maggie said she saw the CD there.
Yeah.
That's why I assume he got the CD that day.
Well, he made it. He made the CD.
But he still won that day, so why keep the CD? Because you already know that you're going to get paid because he won the lottery.
No, he does not know he's going to win the lottery.
No, after he won the lottery.
Yes.
So, yes, I won.
Yeah.
Why'd he keep the CD knowing he won? That's my train of thought.
That's what we figured out already. Because he doesn't need, he needs $1 million to pay out the Cadaverinis.
I know that.
Yeah.
I'm showing the contradiction right now. The same contradiction we've already figured out.
Yes.
I'm just continuing to show it.
Okay. I thought you just forgot everything that we
No.
discussed. I'm
No.
like, what are you talking about? We figured it out already.
Because the judge just said, oh, so he was going to pay you back with that. So I was pointing out the contradiction. So why keep the CD?
Mm-hmm.
I know why he kept the CD.
Seems that way to me. But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery, would you?
The undying belief that your next throw will end the worst losing streak you've ever had. That's what defines a true gambler.
Also, he had so many tickets. How did they read out the numbers and him find the tickets so quick?
He's good.
It had to have been the scanner on his eye.
Oh, probably, yeah.
He makes it sound so cool.
Don't be tempted, Nick! You haven't got the willpower for it!
All I know is the kid took a shot. He got lucky in the end. And then unlucky.
If the waitress hadn't done what she done, everything would have been over.
The waitress, you mean?
That girl with the glasses in the defendant's chair, who else could I mean? she hadn't gotten away, things would have been bada big, bada boom. Realest guy in the room. Over and done with. Maybe I should push a little.
Well, what do you not know?
Well, I don't know how things would have been.
No, yeah.
What do you mean things would have been over and done with?
Oh, you's all there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100,000. That's all I was after. And in fact, I got $1 million. It was all coming together before that waitress got in the way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect what you just said. The tiger's motive, huh? I was after the 100,000. It's the seed.
Wait, that's a lie!
I was after 100,000. I didn't have no reason to kill the guy.
Then character!
I was after 100,000.
God damn it.
I was after 100,000. I didn't have no reason to kill the guy.
So you just intended to get back the $100,000 Mr. Elg owed you, correct?
I loaned the guy cash, so that's my right.
Unfortunately for Mr. Elg, I don't believe the $100,000 is what you were really after.
What are you getting at, Trite? What else would a moneylender be after other than money?
Oh, the moneylender was after money. But money in a totally different league. The kind of money that single disc like this would fetch.
What is that?
MC Hammer. A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber.
A computer virus? What does one of those do?
Computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the inside of a computer.
A computer? What does one of those do?
Mr. Beard isn't the only part of His Honor that is from the Stone Age. I'll explain it to you later, Your Honor. Right now, I have a case.
Yeah.
This is the important point. A virus like MC Bomber would be worth several $1 million on the black market.
Several $1 million?
Lending money with no hope of ever seeing payment would normally be bad for business. But in this case, the very fact that Glen Elg had no way to repay the money is crucial.
What?
Glen Elg was a programmer, a highly skilled programmer. That skill was the collateral Mr. Elg put up in order to borrow the money.
You're trying to suggest the witness's motive was to get a hold of that program?
Exactly.
The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, Trite.
No, but he is an idiot.
A man like him could get his hands on $1 million without resorting to murder.
Of course he could, provided that he had time. But what if he needed the money right then? When the pressure's on, the luxury of choice tends to disappear.
It seems you have a logical conclusion for this theory, Mr. Wright. Would you care to share it with us? Why did Mr. Tigre need money to the tune of $1 million?
To tune his guitar!
Because it's hard to do it by yourself. In December of last year, you found yourself in need of a huge amount of money. Money. Sorry about the crab that ran across my desk. But 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you?
Ouch!
An accident involving a car and a scooter, in which a young woman was injured. How was she injured more than him? That's my question.
She swerved and hit a telephone pole.
Because he took a car head on, full T-bone style, and didn't wind up with those injuries. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. More impressive than anything.
How much of this do you know?
The medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. And yet, when the payment was due last month, you somehow managed to pay it in full.
$1 million and a preposterous sum.
Yeah, okay.
Someone should sue these HMOs.
No one will pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue.
But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Thank you for rallying point.
Oh, order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright.
Indeed it did, simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverini.
Did you say Cadaverini?
We're gonna find somebody that actually terrifies Godo? That'd be pretty impressive. Rudo Cadaverini, mob boss in charge of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather to his precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverini. Yeah, we are. Okay. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? Makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Bruto Cadaverini demanded of you. So desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glen Elg's life to pay your debt. But you should have gone to Bruto and probably said, hey, we want to keep this money.
Yeah.
You get me out of my shit that I'm in. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hand on this CD. Glen Elg had no way of paying back the $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would have preferred to say never happened. But it can't, and neither can I.
A lottery win?
Exactly! Sorry. And at the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 on the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. He salt-baited.
Yes.
So he resorted to illegitimate means.
That's crazy.
So crazy it worked. I got that quote from my favorite movie,
Jeez.
Master of Disguise.
What?
He murdered Glen Elg and then made his next move, to frame Maggie Bird for the crime. Mr. Tigre posed as Glen Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bird and sprinkled some sugar into his tea. And then they reenacted the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The guy who broke his teeth on bird seeds. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Victor Kudo.
Like I said, Chut, that's crazy. No one could pull off a stunt like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept in the dark about it.
But Mr. Armstrong was in on it from the very beginning. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Godo? Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too, $500,000 in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. Well, good news, if Tigre gets arrested, you don't have to pay the loan back, because there's nobody to pay the loan to.
Silence, silence, or I'm gonna clear the courtroom.
Silence, silence, or I will clear the courtroom.
You's put on a good show, Spiky. If yous want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid created a witness and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my ship. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. You do? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution, one more trick to make sure Miss Bird had no way out. You pretended to be me.
What? Another one, Mr. Wright?
And at the same time, I clear my name of never losing.
Interesting.
Except for once.
Why don't you fill us all in, Chut? What was this trick you say Mr. Tigre performed to frame the accused?
He pretended to be me with this really bad attorney's badge.
What on earth is that? What an insult to think anyone could be fooled by such a childish imitation.
Consider yourself insulted, Your Honor. So insulted my controller died. Mr. Tigre, you didn't just pose as the victim on the day in question. A month ago in this very court, you posed as me.
And I don't play well. What? That's...
The truth.
But... the witness looks nothing like you, Mr. Wright. Actually, I do see it now. Although...
This quote's too short.
Now that I think about it, it was you, wasn't it? No doubt it was you, standing here, this very court, a mere month ago. The Phoenix Wright who put up the most disreputable, shabby defense I'd ever seen.
Wow. Can you prove that, Gramps? Prove the attorney who represented the accused here a month ago was this man? Are you prepared to take the stand and testify it was him?
Ooh. Hey. Forget about it, yeah? I wouldn't do something like that. Not me. You made a mistake, right? It was someone else, huh? Have you no pride, sir?
This isn't a matter of pride.
How long till Gumshoe comes in and goes, objection!
In case you didn't know, Trite, here in court we deal with people's lives.
Mr. Goto is right. Your Honor, speaking for myself, I am absolutely convinced. The attorney in question was the witness standing before me now. However, I preside over the court as the judge, with the vested power to hand down a verdict. Someone in my position cannot be swayed by a memory without evidence to support it.
No! What about Maggie Burke?
If the defense has no further evidence, the court will now excuse the witness. The circumstances surrounding Mr. Tigre are dubious for sure, but not conclusive.
But we've come so far! You say you impersonated Glen Elg? You say you impersonated you. But none of that adds up to a murder charge. You don't have a shred of evidence that the witness poisoned the victim's coffee.
It's the noise I make when I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you, right? Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get mauled. Just get that.
All we managed to do here was chase him around a bit. But I was so close to getting him to admit his own guilt.
Looks like I won't be needing a refill.
Gumshoe comes in. I'm gonna need a refill. If I just had one more piece of evidence. One more piece of evidence, and maybe I could get Maggie off the hook. One more piece of evidence?
No.
This witness cross-examination is over. You are free to go, Mr. Tigre.
Hold it! Your Honor, sir! Wait!
Detective Gumshoe. Sorry I took so long, pal. I staked everything on this. My badge, the works, the diarrhea. So here it is. My heart's continuing on this, counting on this too. What is it, detective?
Isn't it obvious, pal? It's the final decisive piece of evidence.
What?
Will the game let you pick the wrong piece of evidence to send with Gumshoe?
If you pick the wrong evidence, he's like, yeah, sure, here's this one. And then Mario would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's this one!
That's good.
Sorry it took so long, pal, but I finally got the results from the lab.
Results?
About the prince, pal, from this medicine bottle.
Oh, so? Do you know who the prince belonged to now?
Do you think I'm some kind of hack detective? Of course I know.
So? Tell us! They're the tigers, right? I knew it!
They're violas. You bet. Clear as crystal all over the bottle. They're Furio Tigre's paw prints, all right.
That's great! We've got him now, Nick!
He's got paws?
What's wrong with you? You've only said it once since Detective Gumshoe got here. He's laid everything on the line for this, Nick.
I'm just so happy.
I know. Look, I'm sorry. This is kind of hard to say, but it really doesn't make any difference whose prints are on the bottle now.
Huh? What? Why not?
What we need to produce at this stage in the trial is irrefutable evidence that Tigre poisoned Glen Elg's coffee. He already admitted that he met the victim. The fact that his prints are on this bottle really doesn't make any difference now.
I knew it. Great. No matter how hard I try, never of any use.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself.
This was our last chance to help Maggie. I've been working on some useless piece of evidence the whole time. It's alright, I'm a real loser. I'm not breaking news. It's not breaking news to me, pal.
Detective Gumshoe? Maggie, you've been working on something for me?
My love letter. Sorry I let you down, Maggie. I know you didn't do it. I'm a detective. You're supposed to be able to prove stuff like that. I'm really sorry. I'll get you
I'll get out of here now.
out of your hair now.
So quick.
Detective Gumshoe, wait!
He's gone.
Isn't there anything we could do now, Nick?
I wish there was. Gumshoe worked so hard to get that evidence. Only there was some way I could use it.
Small bottle, the victim's ear medicine, covered in Furio Tigre's fingerprints.
His prints!
His print.
Show me the court record.
That won't help you.
Got it. I'm gonna have to bluff my way through this.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
I granted you a recess so you could prepare this decisive evidence you discovered.
Yes.
Don't keep us all in suspense, Chut. Show us. Naturally, we can assume as evidence that will actually stand up in court, can't we?
Take Phoenix. Don't let Gumshoe's hard work go to waste.
How much more of my time are yous gonna waste? I ain't been to no court before. Yous lawyers sure know how to blow things out of proportion. No doubt, given the nature of the evidence, it will speak for itself. Nevertheless, you will talk us through it, Mr. Wright.
Well, I know I can't prove anything new with this evidence. Really backed into a corner. Maybe if he thinks he's got me beat, he'll let his guard down a bit.
Don't keep us waiting any longer, Mr. Wright. Present this final decisive piece of evidence to the court.
He's got us beat.
Yeah. So, try to get his guard down. Let his guard down. I mean, what do we have to present?
I mean, that's only the piece that he gave us.
The weenies!
Oh! Fuck! You actually got it now! No.
This is the defense's final piece of evidence.
Isn't that the victim's?
Your Honor, naturally, the court is already aware of the contents of this bottle. However, interesting new information has come to light. We have clearly identified some fingerprints on it. Fingerprints belonging to you, Mr. Tigre.
What? But, Mr. Wright, what conclusion are you hoping to draw from this new information?
Everyone in here knows what this bottle contains. except one man, one person in this courtroom should theoretically be in the dark.
My prints are on that pansy-looking bottle. Is that what you saying? Well, what the hell's in it anyway?
He said hell. He said hell.
He said hell when he showed up.
Phony trial, a phony lawyer, my phony clues. Everything about this case has been phony. Seems like the perfect excuse for some phony evidence. Mr. Tigre, this is the decisive piece of evidence that will prove your guilt. Why? Because it contains poison. It contains Armstrong's gross oils.
Oh, yes.
This bottle contains potassium cyanide.
Potassium cyanide?
The poison used to murder Mr. Elg, Your Honor. The victim's killer used this very bottle. And on this bottle, Mr. Tigre, we found your fingerprints. In actuality, if the other lawyer knows that this is fake, this would not be allowed into court, and then Phoenix would get reprimanded beyond anything.
Then why is Goto staying silent?
Well, I understand that, but I meant, and I was putting this in a real life aspect.
We're playing Ace Attorney, so
yeah.
all of that goes out the window.
It's reasonable to hate circle watches and squared watches.
Yes, that is reasonable.
To kill a man for money, that's reasonable. It's all reasonable.
Yeah.
Except for this. Well, how do you explain that?
You make a good clown, you know that.
What?
Yous ain't never gonna get this to stick. Yous just making me laugh now. You think a cheap bluff like that's gonna fool the tiger?
A bluff?
I can see straight through you, Phoenix, right? That ain't a bottle with the cyanide in it.
How do you know what bottle's got the cyanide? No. This is the bottle we found traces of the poison in.
Don't mess with the tiger, or you're gonna get ripped to shreds. The cyanide bottle was brown, and it was made of glass. That cheap piece of trash don't look nothing like that.
Ah! You admitted. Even the judge has like the, oh shit.
Got him. At last. What? Why's everyone gone quiet? I said that bottle!
Is this the bottle you're referring to?
Yeah, that's it. That's the bottle the cyanide was in. But yous ain't gonna find my prints on that bottle. Don't let that cozy looking suit fool you people. That lawyer's just playing games. Tell him, Mr. Prosecutor. Tell that guy where to go.
You still haven't figured it out? Don't you realize what you just said?
What I said? What did I just say?
You were summoned to this court for the first time earlier today. You really had nothing to do with the murder. You shouldn't have known all the little details. For instance, you shouldn't have known what kind of bottle the potassium cyanide was in. But just now you slipped up in front of every single person in this courtroom. You described the exact bottle used by the killer to hold the poison.
You don't know who you's messing with. I'm the Tiger. I control millions of dollars on the black market. You think I'm gonna let some jumped up suit get the better of me?
Sure, the last piece of evidence was phony. That's just what you deserve. I mean, we could have said the last piece of evidence was like half phony. It is true, his prints are on it. What it contains is not. The phony trial with a phony lawyer. It was all played out by you, the biggest phony of all. Epic. Sitting here on your Game Boy, that happens, and you're just power went
What's going on?
It looks like a blackout!
out.
Well done.
It's fucking Isaac Clarke.
That's right.
And try that.
I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it. While you watch the police restrain your prey.
Huh? Why'd you throw the coffee at me? Did you just throw coffee at me to throw coffee at me?
Why did
Mr. You caught a tiger by his toe. But if this one hollers, he won't be let go. No,
Jesus Christ.
How are things going with Mr. Tigre, Mr. Godo?
He is being arrested on suspicion of murder of Glen Elk, Your Honor.
Fortunately for us, we've managed to rectify a very grave error. Miss Bird was found guilty in the absence of a genuine defense attorney.
Yes, she was.
And in the absence of genuine evidence. But the tiger made one mistake.
Indeed. We very nearly got away with everything if it wasn't for that one slip of the tongue. Furio Tigre is a truly frightening criminal.
Huh! The truly frightening one is that defense attorney over there.
Kodo. I'm so good I scare him?
No.
I'm ugly, I tell
Yeah, you got it.
Well, I'm now in a position to deliver my verdict. This court finds the defendant Maggie Bird.
That's why he threw coffee at me, is because I'm ugly?
It looked nicer, yes.
And I'm proud?
Not guilty. That is all. This court is adjourned.
That's what I wish the anime did a little different, is the not guilty verdict. Because normally he just goes,
My verdict. Not guilty. End of case.
Yeah.
whereas like the game, it's like, not
Guilty.
Mr. Wright, I'm at a loss for words. Thank you, sir. Congratulations, Maggie.
I was so mad when Mr. Wright landed me in all that trouble a month ago, but now I feel like I can forgive him.
Hey, that wasn't me, Maggie, that was the tiger.
Look, Nick, in the doorway.
Okay. Detective Gumshoe. Oh, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around, pal. Wait! I'm not a tiger. Let go of my toe.
Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations, Maggie.
Thanks.
Ask her out.
I knew you were innocent all along.
Why didn't you say that in your testimony then?
Huh? Oh, well, Well, guess I'll be heading off then. See you around. Wait up, detective!
He just ran off.
Maggie, why are you being so hard on him? He busted his ass for you. It's thanks to him that we got the medication bottle. That wasn't even of any use. But, it's only because Mr. Wright used it so cleverly. Detective Gumshoe was just running around in circles.
Poor guy. Looks like she still isn't ready to forgive him.
Can't you put in a good word for him, Nick?
Yeah, Maya's right. I should help Gumshoe out. It's clear he needs it. Maggie, you know Detective Gumshoe's been really worried about you through all of this.
I wanted to believe that, sir. But on that first day of the trial, he practically gave the judge a free pass to lock me up.
He didn't have any choice, Maggie. He's a detective. He has to report the facts.
He doubted me, that's why. He thought I might have done it.
If he doubted you, he wouldn't have come to us. I've got to prove to her that Gumshoe really cares about her. The weenie!
Oh my god!
I know, I'll give her a little present to celebrate her freedom.
Join the lottery.
The winning ticket. Here you are. Present to celebrate your freedom.
That's...
Present from Detective Gumshoe made with a ton of love.
He said you lost weight and he was worried about you. Detective Gumshoe. I actually really like weenies, you know.
Me too. I mean...
Did you guys hear that? I'm pretty hungry myself, you know.
Yeah, the trial dragged on a bit today, didn't it?
Is it okay if I eat this now?
You gotta give us some. Weenies! Don't cry.
So,
weenies.
how is it, Maggie? It's really good.
Hey, bro, why would you call her back? She cried on my weenies.
Yeah. Well,
So the case of the phony versus genuine... The fuck.
come to an end.
Come to an end. The false allegations surrounding Maggie have all been cleared up. So have the weenies. And who knows? Maybe a whole new chapter of her life is about to start. Are they gonna do a spin-off? Following her?
And that's what we're doing. No. That's the end of Recipe for Tournament. What do you think about it? Baby there. Eh?
Yeah, good.
Good. That's it.
I like the characters. All of them.
Yeah. And we're gonna go into Turnabout Beginnings in.
Oh.
Thank you for watching this episode of Facing the Trials and Tribulations, which is.
Oh, every day.
Bye.